Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Can you guys say hi?
Hi!
Today we are making cinnamon Christmas ornaments. I don't know about you, but I made these cutout ornaments when I was in preschool, and they last for decades. So I just stumbled upon this recipe on Facebook the other day. So this is a mixture of cinnamon and applesauce, and it makes a dough that you can roll out and cut into festive shapes, and then you bake and make into ornaments that last for years. And the scent lasts for years too, which is really, really nice to have up on your tree. So I have some helpers here, and we're gonna bake. We're gonna bake these ornaments today. Okay, so first up, Emma is measuring out 1 cup of cinnamon. And I didn't quite know how much was in each container, so that doesn't quite fill it the whole way, huh?
No.
So we'll use this.
I think that's about. Now we can smooth it out. Shall you just use my hand?
Yeah, you can just use your hand. Kind of spread it out a little bit. Is that good?
Yep, that's good.
And then you can always add more cinnamon if you need to. Okay, wait, you can put it right into the bowl.
Alright.
Whoa. All right, so that's kind of like the flour in our dough. So now Jack is measuring 3/4 of a cup of applesauce.
Yeah, that's it. That's about.
And then we can always add more applesauce too if we need to. We just have to see what the consistency ends up being after we stir it together. Go ahead, Claire. Stir, stir, stir. Nice. Good mixing. All done?
Yeah.
So just looking at the amount of dough that we have, I think we're right away going to double the recipe because I have enough cinnamon and applesauce to do that. So we'll add another cup of cinnamon and another 3/4 cup of applesauce, mix it together, and then adjust so we get the perfect cinnamon dough consistency.
Good job.
Oh! So here's our dough. I think we have a good ratio going on. If you press it together, it holds. It feels like there's a lot of moisture in there, but I think that'll evaporate as we bake it. So now we're going to place this in between some pieces of wax paper and roll it out. So my kids are very excitedly calling this cookie dough, but even though the ingredients are edible, I do not recommend actually eating these because I think they're gonna taste really terrible with that much cinnamon in them. Just FYI. So I'm gonna take a second sheet of wax paper and place it over top. Just kind of start pressing the dough out, and then I'll grab my rolling pin and try to roll this out. Now the one thing I am gonna change is that the recipe says you can bake it on the wax paper, but I just don't feel comfortable with that. I feel like this could potentially melt. I have my baking sheets over here. I'm not quite sure how many ornaments this is going to make, but I have my silicone baking mat here, so it's a non-stick baking mat that you can reuse. And then I had a little bit of parchment paper left too, and those are both safe to go into the oven at 350. So I'm hoping that it's not too difficult to use a spatula to transfer the ornaments from over here to over here. We shall see. Okay, so back to the dough. I'm gonna try to roll this out a little bit. I think we're trying to go to 1/4 of an inch. Ooh, my wax paper tore. Great. There's a lot of moisture in this dough. I'm wondering if that softened the wax paper a little bit and made it tear. I might have to get a fresh sheet, that's okay. So Emma's preheating the oven to 350 degrees. Next up, we're gonna take a straw. This is a reusable plastic straw, so it's kind of hard. And I'm gonna have the kids poke a hole at the top of each ornament, so once they're baked, we can string a ribbon through it and hang it on the tree. So all of the dough is just going inside the straw, but when we're done, I have one of those little tiny bottle brush cleaners, so I can just clean out the inside of the straw and that'll be perfectly fine. But the holes are working out very well. I'm just a little nervous about getting these off the wax paper, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here's where I am with the ornaments. This was a tedious process, but I was able to get most of them off the wax paper, but not all of them. Unfortunately, my wax paper, maybe it was just the quality of what I had, but the moisture from the dough just soaked through and everything was sticking. So that was unfortunate, but there is a lot of dough left. So what I'm gonna do is take all these scraps, roll them together, and then roll them out. I have another silicone baking mat, so I'll just spread that out as my base layer, and then maybe put some parchment paper or wax paper over top, roll that dough out, cut them, and then hopefully I can just peel away like this part of dough that's left and transfer the whole silicone baking sheet, or like the silicone mat, right over to my baking sheet. We'll give that a go. But so far these ones look really nice. And what's also nice is you can kind of use your finger to touch up any rough edges to smooth them out a little bit. So I'm seeing the one issue with the parchment paper is that it makes a few more creases. So let's see if I can smooth any of that out. If I just go right onto the dough. A little. That's not too bad. Tell you one thing, this smells amazing. I'm excited to have these up on my tree. It'll make the whole family room smell like cinnamon. Okay, we'll cut out a few more and get them. Well, hopefully I can just move this whole thing over to the other baking tray. The ornaments are going to bake at 350 degrees for about a half an hour. Once the ornaments had cooled completely, I cut little pieces of this white ribbon that I already had, or you can buy something like at the Dollar Tree. They have really cute gingham ribbon, Christmas themed, even like lace would look really pretty. And I threaded it through the little holes and tied a knot at the top. Now you could embellish these a little bit too. I grabbed my white chalk pen and I was able to add a couple little decorations. I am no artiste, but I added some designs to my ornament, some little details to the snowman, and even on a Christmas tree I put the year. I wrote 2023, which I thought looked really cute. Not only would these be great ornaments, but I think they'd make great gift tags too, or like stocking name tags. So the white chalk pen would be a great way to add somebody's name if you're going to gift this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining us here in my kitchen, and we'll see you again soon.